not gone. We're starting.
I'm gone.
You're not gone. You're live.
I'm not alive.
But you're live on air.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are. Don't you see it on the screen?
I'm sitting in this. I can't be in there.
You're live on air.
No, I'm
The
not.
Satan and Sharky show.
There is no Sharky. It is all a lie.
The Sharky and Sharky show?
No. It's just the Satan show.
The solo Sharky show.
No. Just Satan.
There's no
Only
solo Satan show. There's a solo Sharky show.
No.
It was live yesterday.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Uh-huh.
It's all a lie.
Well, why are you lying to the audience? It's not very nice.
Why would I lie to the audience?
That's what I'm asking you. Alright.
Time to, not do anything?
Leave. I realize now that we probably should have gone to lunch rather than have another conversation with her. Because then we missed whatever lunch scene there might have been. But oh well.
Sorry, we can't reverse time.
We cannot. But maybe somebody can.
Who's this somebody?
I don't know. I said maybe somebody can.
And who
Maybe
is this
somebody can't. I don't know.
Who is this somebody?
Somebody to love?
And
Nemo?
Who is this somebody?
I don't know. I don't know who loves Nemo. Somebody.
Nemo loves Nemo.
Marlin, I guess.
What about Dory?
Well, technically at the time, Dory didn't know Nemo.
What about Crush? Was it Crunch? Crush? What's his name?
Alright, so where are we going?
What about Bruce?
I don't think Bruce met Nemo.
Greeting.
For that matter. All the people that Marlin and Dory ran into mostly didn't actually get to meet Nemo.
What about that other fish with the giant scar on its face? Or the starfish?
Oh hey, they still have a cat.
Or that fish that like poofs up?
Do we like the clone?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, we like the clone. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Favorite food? What was the question?
No.
Do you like apple pie, Villain Sharky? The answer is no. Or does Villain Sharky like apple pie?
No.
Oh, a shame. I suppose I shouldn't expect someone like you to see the allure. You should never underestimate the humble apple pie.
I'm underestimating nothing.
They're homely and unassuming. Nobody expects any ill intent from one. They're the kind of thing that a mother or grandmother makes with love. What better vehicle for threats or poison?
What's been your most notable villainous of this deed? I stole an ancient and holy artifact.
I see. Not bad. Well, in terms of scale, I would say that usurping the throne of Lusitania would be it. Rose should have inherited it when she was 15. But my personal favorite must be the time I told all my peasants that the old lease on their land was coming to an end.
20 hours. 20 hours a day sounds like torture. I couldn't do that. I prefer keeping a steady pace over longer stretches of time.
Believe me, when you're ruling a country, 20-hour days are sometimes necessary, even if you try to keep a steady workflow. So I'd prefer to take it easy when they're not.
You can do better.
Bold remark.
What do you mean?
I said on being queen of a country when you can be queen of the world.
Do you have any idea how difficult conquering kingdoms is?
I'm sure it's not too difficult. For you.
Lady Massard laughs. You're not wrong. I haven't thought about a conquest in a while, but I've never been one to settle for less than perfect. I don't wish to become an old hag with no ambition or direction, but that may very well happen if I don't keep reaching for new heights. Thank you for your input. You've given me something to think about.
What's thinking?
What was the question? Sincere political opinions are unnecessary for a villain. True or false?
No. I disagree.
Is that so? Well, believe what you will. I don't make a habit of arguing with fools like you. As for what I utilize strategically, I like to talk about trickle-down benefits a lot myself. Well, bye.
Okay, bye.
We can't actually talk to Nova. What do we do?
We could just go see the fake redemption.
Alright. Talk about fake redemptions is about to start.
Just skip.
Hmm?
Just skip. Nova? No, Nova.
She might be done for the day, unless we can activate it with... Oh, wait, there were more jokes. What's so bad about welcoming Satan into your heart?
I think bad is the key word here. That's just goody two-shoes who hate anything that's bad or evil. I'm sure there are plenty of people who are eager to get your attention.
Thanks, Villain Sharky. I appreciate your support, even though I'd rather find a way to get people to say yes. Ooh. Which one?
I don't know. Seen any lectures? Catch any good lectures?
I haven't, unfortunately. I'm always too busy with the grill and my minions to see any. I wish I could, though.
Oh. Well, I guess that's a shame. That's too bad. I was hoping we could see one together.
Yeah, we could dork over Nintendo together. That's what Villain Sharky and Satan do, right?
Oh, totally, uh-huh.
Or maybe we just dork over Square Enix at the Nintendo presentation.
Square Enix is great.
Well?
Also terrible.
Well, who knows? Maybe I'll have a free hour or so at some point during the weekend.
Sounds boring. Sounds dull. Thought the King of Hell would have something more interesting to talk about.
Find that creating a positive and working environment for everyone involved is important, It's definitely not talked about enough within our community. Maybe it's not everyone's cup of tea, but I myself am tired of the same old torture and sin talks.
No.
What was the question? Are you flirting? No.
I mean like that. Or like, do you come to these conferences often?
I'm kidding.
Relax, I'm just messing with you. I've been coming here for a millennium or so. Only had the girl for the last few centuries, though. I used to organize lectures on torturing and such, and the conference was just a big business meeting for me. Oh, bye. Do you want to catch part 2 of the lecture?
Sure.
Let's just check now first. Nope. Nothing. Alright.
Yeah.
Before the break, we discussed fake redemption. And now we're skipping again.
Human jobs? What do you mean by human jobs? I drove a cab for a few months. I also forgot what his voice sounds like.
Like that.
It's just softer spoken Lupin. That's all it is. Night shifts, of course. Easy to hide my pale skin. Plenty of intoxicated youth. Easy prey, and alcohol makes blood thinner. Makes them taste like a fizzy drink. Aren't they suspicious of a cab driver wearing your clothes? Ah, you sound just like my ex. What do you usually drink? An honorary blood donor. An honorary blood donor. Best one of them all. Legend has it, she donated buckets of blood every single day until she died in mysterious circumstances.
You have no idea, really. But Felix seems satisfied with your answer.
What a story. Sounds almost as if you had made it up. But I trust you.
Why?
Because you are villain Sharky. Did we go see Nova?
Excuse me?
Oh, villain Sharky, there you are. I'm afraid I have some bad news for you.
What was the prank again?
I'll kill you.
Oh.
It was the makeup.
You look like a clown who lives in a trash can.
I'll kill you.
I'd like to see you try. The only one that doesn't take time.
Me flirting with that?
I don't know. What is it?
I think it's be awkward. It's the only thing I know how to do. Did we check Nova again? Nope. Yeah, I guess we have to go to the today, whatever the next day. 4. That's the day.
Hmm.
Guess we have to go to day 4. Do you want to do one with Satan and one with Clone? No.
What was the question again?
No, I was just going to, see what they have to offer at the hors d'oeuvres table today. Really, villain Sharky. After all this time, I thought you would be a better liar. But you shouldn't feel the need to deceive me. Why else do you think I brought your clone to this conference? But whatever your master plan is, you should know that I've gone up against worse than whoever you are. Oh, villain Sharky, why do you assume I'm your enemy? The life of a villain has made you paranoid, hasn't it? Yet still you fail to see the machinations of my plans. Are we finished here? Did you pull me aside to just cryptically taunt me?
Just one more thing. Don't be silly.
I do what I want. You might be able to order the clone around, but not me.
Oh.
I would never dream of telling you what to do, villain Sharky. I merely wish to tell you that any attempt to distract Clone from their mission would be a waste of time on your part. But by all means, spend as much time as you'd like with them. I will. They're not your pet, you know, however much you might think so. And what's wrong with being a pet? People treat their pets very nicely. Yes. When you put it like that, I suppose there are some advantages. But clone isn't the same as your cat there. It appears I've underestimated how ignorant you still are. But alas, luckily for me, I have a chance to shape a superior version of you. That's a lot of options. That's a lot of options to choose from.
It is.
So what do you like to do in your spare time? These conversations have such a new light now.
Uh-huh.
Hi, Melek.
Hi, Melek. So you want hobbies? What do you like to do in your spare time?
Yeah, what do you like to do in your spare time, clone? So what do you do when you aren't stalking me or going on any other creepy missions for your mysterious creator?
I think those are perfectly reasonable hobbies.
Is there anything you like to do for fun besides pranking people?
Your clone looks a bit uncomfortable. Well, if you must know, yes. But if I ever find out that you told anyone, I'll have your head on a spike in my room and use it to test my cosmetics before I use them.
Yeesh, fine.
I quite like reading books.
Yeah, that's cool. Why would you be embarrassed to admit that? I like reading too.
Yes, I know, from stalking you. But I've seen the books you read, hey. My master must never know. It's against the house rules.
Why?
As a science experiment, I'm to have a strictly controlled diet of information only, for research purposes. Reading books would taint the data.
And help you start thinking for yourself?
Your clone doesn't answer.
I'll be right back. I need to go fill water.
Well, I guess I'll just sit here on this until Sharky returns. How are you today, Malik? Or whoever might else otherwise be hanging out. Hope your day's going well. Hope everyone's having a lovely Wednesday/Thursday. Okay, running some errands on my day off. Yeah. I should also do some errands. I went grocery shopping right before the stream. And then I'm gonna have to cook dinner after the stream. Like I do after most streams. But that's cool. Nice to have the day off, even if it has to be spent on chores and errands. Hope you've had time for Pokemon and stuff in between. I was informed very excitedly that I missed the second shiny yesterday. Come to think of it, this booth over here looks like it has like vials and stuff. But then it also kind of just looks like paint swatches. Been doing some Pokemon Go. Yep, Sharky got 2 shinies. Probably from all the fighting he's doing now. Yeah, probably. That's cool. I have not played Pokemon Go in quite a while. Although I have been informed you no longer need to go physically out. But then I feel like I don't feel as excited. Because I feel like part of the excitement was getting in range of the Pokemon across the map. Yeah. Sharky, I think, was telling me to play Arceus. But then I was like, busy. And so he told me to play it, I think, once I finish Breath of the Wild. And I'm like, do you want me to play it or not? Because if that's the condition, then I never will. I probably will someday, maybe, actually. But like, or play Arceus, not finish Breath of the Wild. But probably not for like a year or something. My backlog is way too long. There's a larger distance to get Pokestops, but spawns are the same. Yeah, I know there's a lot of Pokestops like right around my apartment because I live in a pretty big city. But then usually, well, I think the last time I opened it, I had just... Arceus is amazing. Playing it soon is more about if you don't want spoilers. Yeah, I don't really care about the spoilers. I feel like I feel so old. And then X and Y came out, and it was great. And then I was like, at last, I can retire. And then I did. And it was right before all the, like, Alola forms and stuff. If you play Go more often, we should be friends. Yeah. Well, I uninstalled it, so maybe not yet, but I'm glad you're having fun with it. I know some friends who still play. I just had brunch with one of them on Sunday, actually. And I had a couple of friends on there, but I think all of them quit. But it was way back. And then it was back when I would actually walk around the city and stuff. I remember having to hike up a hill, like a tall, steep hill, trying to get some particular Pokemon. I think it was one of those raids. It was at like the top of a hill, and I was like, wow, I really feel like I'm trekking up on like a journey here to get to this Pokemon. But I think I did catch it. I want to say it was Articuno. I want to say it was an Articuno that was like way up a hill, and I dragged my friends up with me because we were wandering around the city catching stuff. And my problem with Pokemon Go is that like they have the limit on how many Pokemon you can get, but then they've introduced all these new forms and stuff, and I'm like, wait, I literally can't fit this many. I literally can't fit all the Pokemon. I want my box to be basically a Pokedex, since that game doesn't have like a Pokedex, it seems. So I just want one of every Pokemon as if it were a Pokedex. But there's not enough room. They have remote raid passes now, so you don't have to be under the raid. I think there might actually be a gym like also within range of my apartment, but I don't bother anymore. It was fun while it lasted, though. I also feel like my item inventory in that game fills up all the time. So at this point, it was kind of like I basically stopped playing just because I ran out of both item room and Pokemon space. So what I should do is way back when I studied abroad, I got like a Japanese 3DS, and I think I got, was it the Ruby remake? I want to say it was the Ruby remake I got in like Japanese as practice. It's possible to expand your space. I've got like 3,600 Pokemon space and 1,700. I spent too much money on it. Yeah, see, my problem is I want to be free to play on it. And then that means that I'd have to like beat gyms and stuff, I think, to get the free coins. But that's so slow. So I have expanded it like a couple times on the number of Pokemon I can have, but I feel like it's too fast to accumulate Pokemon still. But what I need to do is go back and play that Ruby remake in Japanese as like Japanese practice. So that at least I feel like I'm being productive about my fun time, because I'm one of those people who can't just relax. Yeah, you can get 50 coins a day by leaving Pokemon in gyms. Yeah. So I used to be able to do that sometimes, and now I feel like I've also fallen too far behind that I don't think I can get it on a gym. The nice thing for Pokemon is because it's somewhat of a kid's game still, in terms of like target audience, is that a lot of the games that I want to play, that I would play in Japanese as practice, have a lot of kanji, which is like the Chinese characters, and then I have no idea how to read them, which means I have no idea what the word is. And it's very painstaking to type it in on my phone because I have to like draw out the characters. But Pokemon, because it's more of a kid's game, has the option for all hiragana, which I can read like pretty all right. So it's much more readable, even if I don't get the kanji exposure in practice. But I learn more vocabulary and stuff that way. But it's also really tiring. That was a long break, Sharky.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Now I am the one talking about Pokemon.
Yay!
It's mine now. Can't have it.
That's fine. Tomorrow I'll play, I don't know. I don't know, let me pick a random game from my Steam library. Tomorrow instead of Pokemon, I'll play,
That's it. I've taken Sharky's thing. He doesn't have anything anymore.
What's that game? Crap. Where is it? Nobody Saves the World.
So you're gonna play Danganronpa?
No. I said I'll say Nobody Saves the World.
Melik says Kingdom Hearts.
I mean, I could do my stupid mode run of Kingdom Hearts. On PC.
When's that review session coming out, Sharky?
After I get all of 2020 uploaded. I should probably put a note in the general chat being like, hey, so you guys know the VOD channel is updating again.
Sure, go for it.
For the next 3 months, we have uploads.
Oh, Sharky.
Yes?
Sharky.
Hey, that 3 months of uploads is 6 months of content.
Uh-huh.
It's a lot of content.
It is a lot of content.
Now I just gotta put 3 more months up. So what kind of books do you read? Yeah, you can also steal Kingdom Hearts, because you also like Kingdom Hearts.
I do also like Kingdom Hearts. I like making Kingdom Hearts jokes.
Yeah, so go for it. Oh, apparently Squall and Cloud are in Chocobo GP.
Ooh.
Or you can unlock them in Chocobo GP. So they're doing the like whole a lot of like the fun the cartoony racing games are doing this kind of the like season stuff, and during each season you can unlock different ones. And like for Cloud, you have to, I think, reach like level 60 in season 1. But you can get Squall and Cloud in Chocobo Racing, so incentive to get it, Satan. Sorry.
Every time I'm just like, I hate racing games. I hate racing games.
Together.
I'm so tempted because it looks so cute, but I hate racing games. I'm so bad at them. Half the time I end up backwards. I'm like, how the fuck did I end up backwards?
We can race together.
So I can lose 20 times in a row?
No, I'll probably also be doing badly.
Okay, but do you end up backwards like 50% of the time when you play a racing game?
When I play Mario Kart's basically the only race. Mario Kart and Crash are the only 2 racing games I like ever played. And no, unless I'm playing Baby Park, and then yes.
Lately I've been reading about Greek mythology. Do you know much about it?
I know stuff.
I read a book based on Greek mythology like last December.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I think I told you a little bit about it. I borrowed it from our friend.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I was trying to finish it in time so that I could finish my
I don't think
Goodreads
you told
reading
me
challenge.
what it was, though.
Well, there were a couple books I was trying to finish in time. That was one of them.
I know you mentioned that, but I don't think you actually mentioned like what any of the books were.
Yeah, one of them was the one that I borrowed from our friend from college,
Yeah.
whose place
Yeah.
I had gone over to for Thanksgiving.
Yeah. I know who you're talking
The
about.
other thing was that, well, that one was less that I was trying to finish in time for the end of the year, and more that I was supposed to hang out with her and her fiance on, I think like the 26th or 27th or something, like right after Christmas weekend.
Yeah.
Because it's like right between their birthdays. But so I borrowed it while I was over for Thanksgiving. I was like, oh, okay, so I'll like borrow it. Oh, I should read this before I see them next.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then It is a good book. There were some parts that I was just like, I'm too baby averse for this. Because there's one part where she, like, gets pregnant and has an awful time trying to, like, raise a kid.
Book?
The book is Cersei. Based on the witch who turns...
Yeah.
I mentioned it briefly while we were talking with Mick as well, I think. For one of the Smash streams, I want to say. Or not streams.
Not streams.
Smash Hangout.
Yeah.
We were not streaming it. We were just hanging out. But, yeah. And, so it's based on that witch from the Odyssey who turns all the men into pigs.
The pigs, yes.
And it kind of goes from, like, her childhood up to...
Right.
Like, past Odysseus's death to... Well, I don't want to spoil the whole book, so... But, yeah.
Well, obviously, stuff happens after Odysseus leaves.
Yeah. Some stuff happens after Odysseus leaves, being mortal and she's immortal, you know, she outlives him, and most of the book actually takes place before he arrives, I think.
That would make sense.
Roughly half the book, I would say, is before he arrives.
She lived a long life before him, and he wasn't there for that long.
It's still, like, a significant part of the book, but it's not, like, the bulk of the book. But, I don't know. It's a good book. It was very popular a couple of years ago. It was on, like, bestseller lists or something. I know a bunch of people were reading it. Yeah. Yeah. And so, I like Greek mythology, which just made me go, ah, fuck, I need to go back and play Hades as well.
Yes.
I love Hades.
Did you ever reach credits?
No.
Okay.
I haven't played since, like, June, and at this point it's partially a, like, getting stuck on, well, now I'm super rusty, so I'm gonna want to start, like, a new file just to get controls again before I jump back into my existing file so I don't rack up extra deaths. This is the kind of stress I put myself under for absolutely no reason.
For literally no reason. Because it's not like the game penalizes you for
It
deaths.
doesn't. But I think you told me the number of times it took you before you beat Hades for the first time. And that sets a bar for me.
And no.
And then
I am an outlier. I am a significant
I mean, I have
outlier.
beat him before. I just, like... I think I actually... What was it? I think I just managed to get under yours. By, like, 1 or something.
Like... It took me, like, what was it? Like, I think it was, like, 20-some-odd times for the first beat him.
Yeah, I think I might have beat him for the first time,
but
like...
I also put the stupid restriction of I was beating him with each weapon in order of unlock, and I wouldn't switch weapons until I beat him with the existing weapons.
Yeah, I didn't
So it was
do
20.
that.
It was 20 straight ones with just the sword.
I did not do that. I chose the weapons that I liked. Although I still have ones that I need to beat him on.
But again, I am an outlier.
Well, I'm not adding all those extra restrictions. I just, you know, you give me a bar, I try to go over it. This is the life of me and my overachieverness, okay? You're not supposed to tell me these things or I start holding myself to standards.
I am not a bar.
You're right, I'm the one with a home bar.
I am like... Oh, cool.
All right, we know. How much do you know about Greek mythology?
I said I know stuff.
Yes, well, I suppose any professional villain worth their salt has a responsibility to read up on the absolute train wreck of pathological behavior among the Olympians. Well, I'm sure you know Eros. Or at least the name of his Roman counterpart, Cupid. Or his Pokemon counterpart, Cherub.
Right. I was
Jim.
trying. I'm like, Eros, I know that name. Why do I know that name of Eros? Ah!
It's
Cupid.
like the son of the goddess of chaos. Not chaos. Destruction?
No.
What's her name?
Eros?
Anyway, he represents chaos and like stuff. Is not literally the Titan chaos, but
I'm
son of Aphrodite.
yeah.
That's
son of
why I'm like chaos
love.
is chaotic.
No, there is literally a god of chaos, though.
I know, but look.
There's.
Eros was like representative also of like chaotic shit though.
I mean, yeah. Eros is not a good person, like any of them.
I was really gonna be like, should you name your cherub Cupid? No, Eros.
I mean, it's a good name.
Which as it is only because Cupid is a branch off of the Puto, which are like these little cute babies with wings that we usually think of cherubs, but those are not what cherubs are. But they were like accompanied Eros or whatever. And because they were going around with like love and whatever, apparently, because the cherubim represent like the love of the father or whatever shit like that, it got combined to the love of God. So then everyone thinks that cherubs are cute little babies with wings. No, they are terrifying creatures with like 4 different faces.
Look, all of the angels are literally warriors that will kill for God.
Yes, correct.
None of them are sweet or kind.
Correct.
They follow what God says,
I
and that's that. Like,
don't get me on a whole rant because the Obey Me fandom keeps thinking that one of the characters, because he's an angel, is just soft and sweet and
Yeah,
he's
you
like a
mentioned
total
before.
prude and he waves the Bible in your face and shit. And I'm like, when? Literally, when? Never. He's never done that. What the fuck are you talking about? Or
so
I think
the funny
talking
thing-
about like church and like make sure to read the Bible, and I'm like,
well,
he's an angel. Do angels care about reading the Bible?
Here's the thing. In one of the stories with Jesus, when Jesus goes out to fast in the desert, the devil shows up, right? And tries to tempt him. The entire time that the devil is tempting Jesus, he's quoting the Torah at Jesus, being like, "Oh yeah, in this chapter, in this verse of the Torah, it says this. Aren't you gonna follow that? What about this? Oh, well, you're saying this, but what about this?" He's quoting that entire thing at him.
That'd literally be me. I am in fact Satan.
So it's like quoting the Bible verse means nothing. Literally in the Bible, the devil.
Well,
is
no, I'm
quoting this
talking
stuff.
about like as an angel character, people
Yeah.
write him as like, "Oh, MC, like, come, we need to have Bible study time now," and I'm like,
no.
He's an angel. I don't think he studies the Bible.
No. That
He's an
Bible is
angel.
for
He hears
humans.
directly from God, actually.
Yeah, the Bible's for humans, not for angels. They don't
I
care.
like if you have this book about your literal dad, who you receive orders from all the time.
Yeah.
Do you really need the book to tell
Written
you
by
about
humans.
your dad who gives you orders directly all the time? No!
And we're more than likely alive during that whole thing.
Also that!
Like,
Also that!
I could have possibly met some of the people written about in the Bible.
Probably. I mean, also, this is the same game where, like, King Solomon is immortal and his
Yeah.
roommate. They're literally dorm mates.
Yeah, so, like, no. Stupid. No.
Actually, that angel character is the one whose birthday is tomorrow. That's the one whose, like, birthday's fic I'm, like, struggling to write fast enough.
Hilarious.
And King Solomon was the one that I did the whole collab project back in December.
Yeah, I remember that, and everyone was like, oh my gosh, this is so good.
Yeah, a lot of people complimented us afterwards on how well we ran the collab project event thing. And you know what's really sad is that we ran that because they had added the side characters as dateable characters like a year after release. So they were relatively newer, but they still have a lot of fans. But starting back in like June or so, all of the original dateable characters started getting just fan-run collab events by their fans. Well, none of the side characters were getting them, so I was like, we were like, okay.
I mean, they'd probably want to read the Bible so they could rip into the horrid misinterpretations that have happened over each edition.
See, I don't know that they even care about that.
No, they wouldn't. They wouldn't care because
They're just like, well, your Bible's fucked. You want to hand it over, and then they set it on fire, and then they're gonna be like, all right, let me tell you what really happened.
Because what an angel would do and what they do, would more than likely do is if they like came down to like talk about it, they'd be like, this is the word of the Lord.
Yeah.
And if you'd be like, oh, well, they're like, no, this is the word of the Lord.
But the Bible says, I don't give a fuck.
If you deviate, that's your problem, and there will be consequences. This is the word of the Lord. They don't care.
Yeah. At one point, because MC in that game becomes sort of in this very Mary Sue OP way, almost immediately like the second most powerful sorcerer in existence. Only surpassed by King Solomon, who is literally immortal.
Yeah.
Who then teaches them about magic and stuff to like get them up to speed on being such a powerful sorcerer.
But magic's not here. Magic's in class.
Anyway, so I had this little, because when we hit, what was it, 999 followers, we did one of those little Drabble giveaway things where we had a bunch of prompts, and we were like, send us a character and a prompt. Yeah. And I did one where you're literally with with Solomon. He doesn't go by King anymore. And like king. As his, so he had sort of appointed himself as like guardian of the human realm because, demons and angels fighting over shit and whatever and all that stuff and like whatever witches and sorcerers might fucking be up to that could destroy the world. He's like, all right, someone needs to be the guardian of the human realm. So he just kind of stepped into that. And so I had a little ficlet Drabble thing for one of the prompts of like this because I didn't want it just being like demons and humans causing chaos, because if you're in the human realm, the angels can be just as destructive. Honestly.
Yeah, they don't care.
So I had them go through and like confront this angel who had been sent down, and there were like pools of blood on the ground because the angel had utterly wrecked this encampment. Because something, this land has been defiled, and the orders of my father are that I am to cleanse the land. And they're like, okay, but we're just gonna send you back to the celestial realm now. Bye. We don't want you here on Earth because you're killing people and shit and like destroying the land, and I don't really give a fuck if that's what God wants, because like we're here living too.
Sodom and Gomorrah was a thing.
I feel like I should know more about that story, but all I know is sodomy as like a term.
So basically, God was like, oh, these two cities are gonna get destroyed. and Abraham was like, please, if we find one person in the entire city who follows you, like, you can, like, please don't destroy it. And God's like, fine, sure. Find one person who, like, actually, like, willingly follows me, and I won't destroy those cities. Couldn't find a single soul. But Abraham's cousin Lot lived in the city. And so basically he wanted, like, God agreed to let get Lot and his family out of the city before it's destroyed. So some angels come into the city to be like, Lot, this place is gonna burn. Get out.
Oh, wait, I might have come across the story while we're doing research for the character study on the angel character.
And, Lot's like, and then a bunch of townspeople come up and basically like, oh, some men showed up at your door. Bring them out here, so that we can do things to them.
Do things to them.
Rape them. And Lot was like, I can't do that. Here, take my children, my girls instead. That didn't go over well. They eventually ran out of the city after the angels protected them, and hellfire rained down, and they were told not to look back on the city or else. Lot's wife looks back, and that's how and turned into a pillar of salt because of it. And the whole Sodom and Gomorrah thing.
Why do I feel like
they
don't
slept
look back, and then turning into a pillar of salt just feels so reminiscent of what's his name? Orpheus.
Yes, kind of. Yeah. Where to bring
Don't even look. Ah, fuck, you looked.
Yeah, bring his wife back, but he couldn't look behind him.
Mm-hmm. I mean, obviously a very different premise, but...
Yes, but...
The same, like, well, fuck, you looked. You didn't listen, you looked, so, well, alright, well, you're fucked. But, yeah. Like, the Orpheus case, at least, was, like... Given this condition, but it's entirely based on... Well, do you trust the god of the underworld?
Yeah.
That's one thing. But no, it was just like, don't look. Oops, you're salt now.
It's just, hey, we'll get you out of the city. Just don't look back at the city. Just keep going forward. Look back. Oh, now you're a pillar of salt. Okay.
See, that seems more vindictive than like a test of trust.
The Old Testament God was vindictive.
I know.
Like...
I mean, look.
The whole,
I've described my religious views on here, which is...
Yeah.
If God exists, tell me why I should worship him. If God exists, he better run when I die.
The whole, like... I think there's a point in the whole, Plagues of Egypt thing, where, like, after each time that Moses goes to talk to the Pharaoh, be like, hey, let my people go, or else bad things are going to happen. And then after the bad thing happened, you'd come back, let my people go. And every time the Pharaoh would be like, no, we're not doing that. No. After each time, it was like, oh, the Pharaoh's heart hardened, like, the Pharaoh hardened his heart, the Pharaoh hardened his heart. And at one point, it was like, God hardened Pharaoh's heart.
Yeah, I've seen that.
And it was right before all the children died.
Yeah. I remember reading about that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, yeah, vindictive? Uh-huh.
It's such a false choice at that point, right?
Yeah.
I mean it's literally a false choice.
Yeah.
That's bullshit. Sorry to shit on your religion again, but...
Or what was it? I gotta go. Be back later.
Thanks for hanging out, Malik.
Yeah. Or what was it? The time for the 10 Commandments, where they thought Moses died on top of the mountain, so they made a bull to start worshiping, and God was like, because of that, you're just gonna wander around the desert until all of you are dead, and then the next generation can go where you're supposed to go. Anyway.
You know what's really sad? I had pre-planned what I'm gonna make for dinner tonight, and what I'm gonna make for dinner tomorrow, and probably what I'm gonna make for dinner on Friday.
Uh-huh.
But I have a craving for lasagna now.
Is it because of Garfield last night?
That was last night. Today I have a craving for lasagna because one of the words that popped up in the caption just looked a little bit like the word lasagna, and lasagna's really good.
Sure, the god of love.
The god of lasagna. Yeah. Right, but not many people seem to know about Anteros. The twin of Eros, created to keep his brother company and to be the god of love returned. Because if the god of love existed alone, what would he be? At the same time, what is Anteros without Eros? Even his name. Actually, a bit lazy of the Greeks, ancient Greeks, if you ask me. And that's why Clone is just named Clone this time. Also, some say Anteros punished people who didn't return true love. Your clone pauses. Listen to me going on and on like I'm practicing my villain monologue. You didn't ask for a history lesson.
Tragic.
Many old myths are in some way. Maybe that's one reason why these stories have endured for millennia. There are always masochistic people who feel drawn to tragic lives. Me.
Okay, you really don't need to call me out like this. Depressed people?
Us. I was thinking of classic scholars.
Ah, depressed people.
Us. But why do you think the story is tragic?
It seems a bit sad for Anteros, doesn't it? Plus, everyone else just remembers the brother.
Perhaps. What fate would you prefer for Anteros?
Do his own thing. Should try to get out from Eros' shadow.
I think he was doing his own thing. Everyone thinks of Cupid flying around as a fat, stupid baby shooting people with heart-tipped arrows on Valentine's Day.
Oh, right, Valentine's Day is next Monday.
Right, we probably need to figure out Valentine's stream, huh? Well, that's
Sunday.
A tomorrow issue.
Well, that would have to be Sunday.
Yeah, probably. But imagine Anteros shooting someone who betrayed their lover with his arrows made of lead.
Were they really made of lead?
That's what the legends say.
Okay, well, maybe it was kind of a...
Badass. But, like, also, if you don't return someone's love, you don't deserve to be shot.
No, you don't.
Or else all of us aces might get shot. And arrows. That's not fair. You could have a very legitimate reason for not liking someone back. Like they're an asshole.
Or you just don't like them.
Or you just don't like them. But also, there's a lot of assholes in the world, and I don't know. And Teros sounds like he's pro-incel. Alright, who are we talking to next?
Satan.
Alright, we're talking to also me.
Hey.
Hey there. Hey, new thingy.
No, it's not a new thingy.
Oh. Well,
It's a thingy that's been there.
do we talk about the imps or the other conference thingy?
Well, the other the imps.
You look at the literal hellspawn scampering around, working at the grill or running up to Satan to deliver messages and such.
Feared. Does it mean feared what any villain should strive for? Especially the ruler of hell.
You'd think so, I suppose. But that's not really the case for me. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy seeing the fear in the eyes of the souls I'm torturing in hell. But it's different with my minions. They're the closest I have to a family. I want them to feel safe around me. Unlike the angels around God who never know when they're gonna get kicked out. I feel like that should have been the last one for the day, but somehow we still have the thingy, so. Should I just also go through the thing?
No.
No?
No.
Okay, bye. See you around.
Okay, bye. Yeah, it doesn't force you.
It
doesn't force you to leave, which is weird.
It's interesting. Okay,
Nope.
bye, clown.
Maybe later. Or not at all.
It's your last chance, you know. You're walking around in the nightclub looking for Nova. You haven't had any luck in your search, and you're starting to wonder if she isn't here at all. But that's tragic, because we haven't gotten to talk to her at all yet today.
Nope, not at all.
Suddenly, a strong hand grabs your shoulder and pulls you to the side.
Whoa!
Oh!
I didn't hurt you, did I? Sorry, Villain Sharky.
Nova leans against the wall. She's toned down all the lights on her body, so she almost blends into the crowd.
No, I was just surprised. You're very strong. No reason for me not to be. My body's made of premium parts. So what are you up to? Not much. I've been observing the mating behavior of club attendees. Is that why you're in stealth mode? Oh, you noticed? I have expected your brain to pass this visual information by. The odds I calculated were 51.13% in favor of you not paying attention.
Yes.
Yes, I've toned down my appearance to be less noticeable. It's easier to observe if I'm not being observed in return. Makes sense. So any interesting observations? What would you find interesting? Let's see, there's a man over there giving women backhanded compliments. I believe this behavior is called negging? There's a lot of writing about it online, and all of it is contradictory and illogical. How's it going for him? Badly. Very badly, to be precise. Would you try this negging as a strategy for picking somebody up? No. I
was gonna say, if you answer anything other than no, I might have to not be friends with you.
I'm like, I never even heard of that word before, but by that description, no. Now, why would I date anyone involved for that anyway? I agree. Only the most meaningless individuals need to put others down in order to affirm their own value. How would you usually approach someone you're interested in, Villain Sharky? Well, let's see. Don't worry, I can wait while your brain slowly processes your answer. Rude. ... Offer to buy them... I don't dance. Offer to buy them a drink. Ah, yes, giving goods in exchange for affection. I've read about this topic extensively on the internet. I would say it's more of a friendly gesture and excuse to talk to them more.
Except for the part where I've seen that apparently, so some guys will offer to buy a drink for someone, and apparently, if a woman asks for, and I'm saying woman because I think this is probably predominantly among straight men, apparently some women who have tried just then going like, oh, thanks, and then asking for something non-alcoholic or asking for food instead, the men actually get mad.
Well, why?
Because it doesn't lower their defenses if they don't get alcohol. Which that's one of those things that it's like, I didn't think it was this conscious on your part of like trying to get her drunk, but all right then. I guess it is.
Yeah,
Well,
I
shit.
guess it is.
The fuck?
Yeah,
And then I hate
guess so.
people again. It happens a lot. I hate people a lot.
Just always hate people. Have that hate brewing inside at all times.
I do have hatred simmering at all times.
How convoluted. Why do you need an excuse to talk to somebody? You haven't made any excuse for talking to me. Well, I couldn't really offer you a drink, so...
Well, why not?
Correct.
That is admittedly correct. Well,
Something
you
within
know,
her body whirs quietly.
Although there is some good quality machino on the drinks menu, if you wanted to barter for my affection. Would it earn me some points in your eyes? No. I was joking. My affection cannot actually be bought. But I would like some, if you want to order it for me. Oh, sure.
You head over to the bar and return to Nova with a drink for yourself and some oil for her.
So, what do you do with it? It's for my joints. Currently, I'm experiencing some friction when moving my right elbow. Do you want me to apply it for you? I know it's a bit hard for me when I have to do something with my non-dominant hand. Yeah, robots are generally ambidextrous. There's no reason to give us a dominant hand. But you can try applying the oil if you want.
You take the oil can and grab a hold of Nova's forearm. Her warm computer scent and the light scent of the oil are a welcome contrast to the sweaty atmosphere of the club. Takes a lot of concentration, but you think you've done a pretty good job applying the oil.
How's that? A bit sloppy, but I appreciate that you did your best. The doctor's rarely this careful when doing maintenance on me.
You spend some more time with Nova before you go back to your hotel room to get some sleep.
Oh, sleep, the best thing known to man.
Uh-huh.
Am I wrong?
Let's see. It's 8 now. This is a better stopping point than we're likely to get. And I did want to end early, but it's only been an hour.
It has only been an hour.
It's still like almost half an hour ahead of when I was planning to stop.
Well, what do you think?
What do you think? Do you want to get further in this today, or do we want to just leave it for next week?
I say, let's get a little bit further.
Fourth day of the conference begins. The reception hall seems to be empty. Everyone must be enjoying the conference instead of hanging out in the lobby. What kind of loser are you?
Break up.
Is that what you're crying over? A breakup?
Yes. Give someone a bunch of rotten flowers only under very specific circumstances. Is it a breakup bouquet?
I mean, I hope you're not still crying over a breakup.
Oh,
How many years ago was that now?
Over half a decade.
Yeah, 6.5. Ah, yes, you could say so.
Good riddance.
Wow. Wow.
What? Good riddance of you to getting rid of
Oh.
her.
Wow.
Yes? Wow, I just saw the most whitewashed version of this character. Yikes.
What? What?
Sorry, I'm looking at Twitter while doing this, and
Gosh dang it.
I was saying about that character's birthday tomorrow, right? And so
Yeah.
there are people in other time zones, of course, around the world, for whom it is already that day. Well,
Yes. Like
I just
Melon.
saw so he's darker skinned. He's actually, I want to say,
Makes sense.
possibly the darkest skinned out of the cast. I just saw an extremely whitewashed art of him, and I'm like, wow, he's like my skin tone in this art.
Ah.
And I would say, who's a good comparison? I mean, there are only so many. Actually, I'll just send you the picture right now over our other chat so that you have context of what color he's supposed to be.
Splendid. I must have done a terrific job conveying the message. Subtle yet effective. They were the one who got left. Fresh wound. I would assume a maximum of 100 years after the breakup. Wow, the undead standards for a relationship really are long term. Certainly so. Oh, I feel so drained. I already need a break. Of a Kit Kat bar. Do you happen to have one on you? Not drained of blood, naturally. That individual was rather talkative. I have spent the entire morning hearing about their newly ended relationship. It is almost as if I had just gone through a separation myself. Skeep!
Hey, look, we have a message. Tip number 6. It's the last day of the conference. We hope you've had a fun and useful event.
Let's talk to Nova at least once.
Now's a great time to make sure that all the loose ends are tied up. Remember, even if you run out of things to talk about with someone, they might want to talk to you more later on.
I found a program that simulates dreaming. It requires turning off 99.5% of my processing. And what is left is fed random data from my hard drives. The result was a rather tiresome experience of trying to stop the doctor and a giant naked mole rat from, from killing each other. While editing people's dead journal pages to show the songs they actually listen to rather than the ones they want others to think they like. Felt both real and not real at the same time. Mood. It's like my dreams. Is this what dreaming is like? Oh, jeez. I see what you mean.
I'm just gonna also send you the art so you can really see the comparison.
Sounds pretty accurate. No.
So when I said, like, that's intensely whitewashed, like, ooh, yikes.
Yes.
That's,
Fascinating. Yeah. No, I see what you mean.
Which, of course, someone called them out on, like, he's not white.
No, he's not.
And the artist just went, I apologize if he looks white to you. Perhaps my coloring is not saturated enough to make him look that way. I understand that he is not white, but it is a feature of my work, so if it bothers you and makes you uncomfortable, like, just stop looking at my work. And I'm like, okay, but you did whitewash him. Like, that's really, really pale.
Yeah.
Beyond the excuse of undersaturated.
Yeah.
Because there are still darker parts in, like, the shadows. It's not a saturation question. It's literally a shading question.
Yeah.
And hence... Yikes. Ugh. Reaction.
People. The same company produces other simulations too. Such as Existential Dread Simulator trademark. I'm gonna have so many new experiences. Let's talk to Nova once before we end this.
Yeah. Well, I'm just gonna quickly run through any new topics. What was the thing?
Sure.
Are you sure or whoa yeah?
Sure.
Okay.
You're on your own. I'm not getting any more of my DNA.
Fine then.
Fully intended to murder him once the con was over.
Oh my.
Black Rose.
Oh.
I've got to say, I'm rarely presented with such shoddy attempts at information gathering. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye. I disagree. Convincing yourself that you're righteous when you're anything but somehow feels more evil to me than honest villainy.
Maybe you're right. I still don't like it. I end up getting a lot of people like that in hell, and they're confused why they're there. Well, maybe it's because you took bribes and abused your power, Sir Pope. Alright. You walk around the conference for a bit, but quickly grow tired of hearing the same phrases over and over. And yes, you are at a villain conference that gathers the most evil of them all. But you simply can't handle hearing the words startup, innovation, or Bitcoin anymore. You decide to talk to someone whose vocabulary is more advanced.
An attempt at reciting pi. So, I'd learn the digits of pi for you. I appreciate your willingness to help, but I'm afraid that won't be necessary. I know them all. I meant it more as a romantic gesture.
Nova looks puzzled?
Kind of like instead of singing a serenade under your window at night. Thought I could recite some pie for you.
But Pie's not here.
Exciting!
How many digits have you learned already? The first million? ... 2 million? ... 3 million? Oh, that's where my favorite part starts. I memorized the first 20 digits or so.
Oh,
Oh, that's very impressive for a non-robot. Please, begin.
You clear your throat and begin reciting cautiously.
3.141.
Nova shuts her metallic eyelids halfway down and smiles.
59265.
The bouncy springs in her neck creak a little as she sways her head to the rhythm of your words. Maybe you can offer to help her oil them later?
35897.
The ruffles on Nova's skirt flutter as she starts slow dancing. It feels encouraging.
9323.
She looks at you. You finish in unison.
846.
That's in unison. You're both voices.
Dot. Oh my gosh, this pun.
How delightful.
Oh my gosh. You make me feel radiant.
You said to talk to Nova, but that doesn't seem to be what the option is. Would you still like it?
Sure. So, you don't sense touch at all? Correct. You know, my gut says how convenient. Convenient, never have to feel any pain. According to my dad, a lot of sentient beings enjoy feeling pain sometimes. But I wouldn't appreciate that without having requested it first. So, it wouldn't hurt you if your circuit started burning? An alarm would go off, but I wouldn't experience any pain. I pity all of you who get alerted through unpleasant stimuli rather than a cute warning like me.
Nova opens her mouth a little and plays what sounds like a generic ringtone.
Well, when you get those nerve modules sorted out and all, I'll be sure to ask first before touching you.
Great. Pro consent.
Would you like to help me calibrate them now? Couldn't possibly ask the doctor. He'd be angry that you're modifying yourself on your own? Well, yes. But also I wouldn't want him anywhere near my touch receptors. Sure, I'd like to help. What do I do? Let me just switch it on.
Nova's metal eyelids start blinking rapidly, and when they stop, she looks like she's just woken up from a nap.
Villain Sharky, can I touch your face? For science. Sure.
Science.
Go ahead.
Nova scans the area around you, and deciding there's no danger of the doctor emerging from around the corner, slowly reaches both her arms out towards your face. You look into her pink eyes. You could swear her pupils have dilated just a bit. She gasps.
Incredible! If my humor algorithms were not calibrated properly, I'd even say it feels touching. It sure is. This is probably the closest I've ever get to caressing a naked mole rat. ... To help me calibrate my touch receptors, I need to engage in physical contact for a short while. That sounds doable. What do you suggest? My knowledge of biological senses is only theoretical. How'd you engage in touch play with one of your own kind? Ah!
How How do you want to boop the robot?
Hold hands? It's pretty common for people to hold hands. Yes, I've processed a significant amount of information about this ritual.
Welcome
Gosh,
back,
dang it.
Malik.
Gosh dang it, Nova. Caressing a naked mole rat.
Uh-huh.
Handholding may be performed in connection with many activities, including parental safety guidance, religious ceremonies, games, and sports, as well as a popular way to act as a vector for disease. Yes, but I was thinking more about romantic pairing. Yes. I've researched this as well. The doctor holds my hand sometimes, theoretically in this sense, but it's quite strange and never with my permission. That doesn't sound very romantic. I thought so too, but then again, I still have a lot to learn about social behaviors. Maybe you'd like to give me your permission then?
Numa's eyes flick quickly around the conference room.
Yes.
Yes, certainly. I will alleviate your privileges to that level.
Alleviate.
Alleviate, yes.
Your and Nova's hands reach forward shyly until your fingertips meet in the middle with a slight static shock that makes you both flinch. As your hands interlock, you notice that hers are trembling slightly. Maybe it's just the vibration of her motors. Her wide pink eyes meet yours as you take a small step closer.
I'm not sure my sensors are properly calibrated. Is this what it's supposed to feel like? What does it feel like? Shivery. I think they're working correctly then.
Do you shiver when people hold your hand?
No?
Alright, well, bye. Here we have another text.
Hey. Heart toaster. I thought you might want to see it. Isn't it a QT? Absolutely. Cutest toaster I've ever seen. Smiley face.
And another text.
Do you have many friends? A few close ones. Only a couple, but really close. Why? Well, people have such varying ideas on when someone counts as a friend. It's nice to know I'm part of an exclusive club.
Alright, that's it. I only have so much time today. We're stopping there.
And Malik just got back.
I know, I'm sorry.
You're so mean.
I need to go make dinner so I get it right. But thanks for hanging out with us, Malik.
Yeah.
Hope you have
We'll
a
be
good
back.
rest of your day.
We'll be back Friday for Undertale.
And yes, progress was made this stream. More than the last 2 streams at least.
But we did talk about other things for like 45
We
minutes.
did go on a nice long rant.
A nice long rant. Yeah.
Look, I'm not religious, but I do enjoy biblical angels as a concept.
It
Okay,
just
thanks,
reminds-
bye!
Bye.